Okay, I have made my last location, which is inside where the oracle is, and I've just called it oracle. Now, again, I've just copied and pasted from a another one of these functions, and I know you can't see off to the right here each time, which is it may be a bit frustrating, but basically most of it is just me having typed a lot of text. I've made a really big effort to make it sound like it's written nicely. So again, this what I've written here is pretty much irrelevant. I mean, you're going to write different text to that. The really important things are not all of these red strings. The important things are how we've structured it, and it's just the same as the other ones. So I'll just quickly go over the Oracle. I've said global items because I want access to the item list, because again, this session we're going to use a choice. In this case, if we have a flower, then we're going to give it to the Oracle. So I've just printed, it's dark inside the old house. It takes your eyes several seconds to be able to pick out anything at all. Slowly, a face comes into view. You almost jump out of your skin as you see this ghost-like face floating in the middle of the room. Okay, then we have our choice loop. While true, again, all of these functions I've just copied and pasted, getting an answer from input, and I've used this prompt, and then the answer, changing it to a lowercase. Now, this is just a way to remember we always have a way to get out of or get to the other accessible scenes. If I go and look at my map, which again, please look at, it's on the website. If I look at my map, there's only one way I can go, and that's out of the house. So I've said if I've got a lot of choices here this time. I've said if leave is in answer, or run away in answer, or exit in answer, or outside in answer, just giving lots of choices so that the user doesn't get stuck. Print, you slip back through the door and stumble into the daylight, shielding your eyes. Was the ghostly face all a dream? Question mark. And then I've gone to house, or outside the house, but I've called it house. So that's just a function and it's going to go there. Just a reminder, it's not going to go back to the other house function. It's going to create a new house function. Just that'll be important later on. So that's what's going to happen. Now, I've also got my command not understood down the bottom. Now, this is the way I'm wrapping up my game. You have to think about how you want the ending. Do you want it to just print out, some sort of you won, you escaped, this sort of thing? I've gone for something a little bit more kind of unusual, I guess, in that, well, let's have a look through it. So it says, Elif, oracle in answer, or face in answer, or ghost in answer, or woman in answer. Then I'm going to try and speak to the oracle if one of those are in the answer. Now, this is going to go differently depending on whether I have a flower or not. First of all, let's look if we don't have a flower. It says the oracle speaks, "You come here with nothing? Sad things happen to those who come here without a gift." And then it's just going to go around and do the prompt again. Okay. If I do have a flower, she's going to talk about, she's been there so long and waiting, and oh, what a beautiful flower. Thank you so much. And then she is going to say, "I will free you from this place, send you far, far away. You feel reality fading from you as your slumber comes over you." Now, at this point, you might have some sort of function to do some sort of ending text or something like that. However, I'm just setting items to an empty list and running the intro again, which is just going to start the game all over again. So you get stuck back at the back at the start. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that. That's probably quite an annoying ending, but that's how I'm going to end it. Okay, so I'm just going to now that we've been testing each one of these individually and making sure that it works. I'm going to do a bit of a full game test, and I hope your code looks as beautiful and neat as this. So I'm going to do a full game text starting from the intro and just seeing if I can go through and complete the game. So the midday sun cuts through your closed eyelids as you slowly come to your senses. You realize you've been lying unconscious on the hot sand. Sitting up, the ocean breeze ruffles your hair and the water spray stings your eyes. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, go to forest. Oops. I keep misspelling forest with two R's. You decide to scramble up the bank towards the forest, the cool air, the trees, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that all looks correct. So we'll say take sticks. Great. Take the flower. Great, so we've got those two. Now, if I try and go to the house, it should say that I can't. Good. So go back to the beach. Oh, the beach. Okay, play with sand. You don't have time to play with the sand right now. Go into ocean. The water looks inviting yet dangerous. Okay. Move to the hill. Okay, that's working. Open the door. Okay, the face comes into view. Talk to Oracle. And we're back at the start again. So that's all worked perfectly. Now, I haven't tried every option, so it's a really good idea once you've linked everything up to go back, look at your map, and see if you can try all sorts of different options. You will find bugs. Like I said, I'm remaking this game. When I made it the first time, I kept finding bugs for ages. Things like, I'd go and pick up the sticks and then I'd go to the door and it still wouldn't work because I'd misspelled stick and all of those sorts of things. So I actually had somebody else play it. If you get some of your friends to play it, I'm sure they'll pick up bugs as well. So this is a really good stage to get everything working before submission. Also, just to let you know, if you do have time and you want to make your game even better, there is another section of the website called extensions and add-ons. And you don't have to do all of those things, but you could do all of them, or you could pick one or two that looked like they might be interesting. Or you could just use your own creativity and add things and change things to the game. So good luck. And before we go, I might just do a little bit of a swing through my code because I know sometimes it's hard to see. So I had this helper print function, which I'm now going to set to 3 seconds because I'm finished. And then I had the intro, which just said a few things and then called the beach function. I then had the beach function, which looked like that. I'm just going to add a comment here like I have on my other ones. Choice loop, infinite loop. And then I had the forest function, which looked like this. And at the end of every single one, I have this else, which is command not understood. In the extensions, we'll show you how you can improve that. Then I had the house. So all of these functions, I've just copied and pasted the template and made changes. And finally, we had the Oracle code. So if you want to look at any of that, feel free to pause it. And then, of course, starting the game, we're just starting it. So running intro. So my game is currently at 135 lines of code. Once I've done all of the things in the extensions, it'll be about 230 or so. But at the moment, it's about that much. That's a lot of lines of code. So I'm really, really glad that I can just code fold and get organized. And if I've got a bug, I can just test one of these at a time. So if I've got a bug in Beach, I can just run Beach and test it, run the tests there. I'm going to keep building, so I'll change that back to 0.5. Good luck, and I hope yours turns out to be engaging and interesting and fun.